Well, hello again, everyone. As we watch this, I'm going to talk to you about something that's been, a little heavy on my mind this past week and coming up. And it's about grief. And, my father had passed away in September of 2024, and his birthday is June 12th. And so it's about 6 days from now. Well, grief is one of those things that everybody experiences, but nobody experiences it the same way. I think when most people hear the word grief, they immediately think about losing someone they love, and that's definitely a part of it. But grief can also be grieving a version of yourself, a relationship, a friendship, a dream that didn't work out, or a chapter of your life that you weren't ready to get off of, or even to let go of. For me, grief hasn't always looked like crying. Sometimes it looks like feeling tired for no reason. Sometimes it looks like losing motivation. Sometimes it looks like being fine one minute and then getting hit with a memory out of nowhere that completely changes the mood of my whole day. One thing I've learned is that grief really it doesn't follow a schedule, I'll tell you that. And doesn't care how much time has passed either. It doesn't ask for permission to show up. And I think a lot of people end up being hard on themselves because they feel like they should be over it by now. And I know that I feel that way a lot. And I try to remind myself that healing isn't a race. And I think one of the most important things that I have learned is that you can miss someone and still keep moving forward. Well, let me just say I haven't learned it. I'm actively trying to learn that. It's something I do struggle with. And, you can carry memories with you without living entirely in the past. And I know that, and I know moving forward doesn't mean you're leaving, someone behind. It just means you're continuing your journey while carrying the love, lessons, and memories with you. But sometimes all of that just sounds so cliche. And that's just honestly how I feel about that. And honestly, some days are harder than others. Some days, all I can do is to make it through the day is nothing, and that's okay. And I have to give myself permission for those days, and so do you. Just don't, I just have to remember I just cannot unpack there and live there in that, and I struggle with that sometimes. And I have to visit the sadness whenever it comes, and I know I have to feel it and acknowledge it, and I have to allow myself to be human and but I can't convince myself that one difficult day doesn't mean every day has to feel that way. I think that that's why building things in Minecraft, I start with an empty space and I slowly create something meaningful, like one block at a time, one flower at a time, one little detail at a time. And I guess healing is supposed to feel like that. You don't wake up one day and suddenly feel completely better. You slowly add little things back into your life: a laugh, a good memory, a hobby, a conversation, a moment of peace. sitting by a campfire, and eventually all those small things start to grow into something beautiful again, I guess. Just know if you're grieving something right now, whatever it may be, I just want you to know your feelings are valid. You don't have to have it all figured out either, and you don't have to be strong every second of the day. Just keep placing the next flower, keep adding the next little piece, and trust that even if you can't see it yet, you're still building something beautiful. And I correlate a lot of life and all that to Minecraft whenever I'm building and I'm looking at the scene. And just like how I'm about to build a pond right here. And so I keep looking at it. I'm so indecisive, as you all should know. Um, but I do end up finally building a pond here. But you know how it just started off as like a little blank area, and sooner or later I'm going to decide to break all these down to be able to build the pond. But as you notice, though, you have to break through some of those things just to get to it, and so I had to break through all that dirt and just to be able to make a hole to make a pond or a little lake there. So, and look, see, this is typical ADHD Deborah. I go all the way over there to build the pond, and then I decide, oh, you know what? Let me go over there and take down that tree that just was so me. But anyway, back to grief and grieving, and I just want you all to know that don't allow someone to tell you, though, that you should be over it, and don't allow someone to tell you how you should grieve and what you should grieve about. If no one can tell you that, and not even yourself. And sometimes that may be difficult because you feel guilty that you're still grieving. I know I do. And this makes it hard sometimes. So, again, my dad's birthday is in 6 days. It is on Friday, June 12th. And this will be my his second birthday that I have not been able to spend with him. Last year, I was still kind of in shock from his death because it was so unexpected. But this year is, normally I would get him a birthday cake or I would call him and just, and it's so strange. My youngest son has so many of his traits. They have the almost same personality. But so yeah, I don't get to take a cake to him this year, and I don't get to call him to tell him happy birthday. And so, but I know grief is a journey, and as long as I keep moving forward, and like I mentioned, it doesn't mean that you're trying to get rid of them in your memory. But I do, so it's been a little rough. I noticed it a couple weeks ago that I started thinking about it more. And this is Father's Day month. And so that's another day. Everyone's going to talk about their dad and post pictures about their dads. But I do have to say, at least I was fortunate that I had my dad whenever I did have him. So, anyway, but I just want you to know, I hope that whatever you're grieving over, that you know that your grief doesn't define you or the relationship, or even if it's about a pet or anything. Um, just know that there are brighter days, and don't take those days for granted. But anyway, so I'm almost done with this pond, and the only thing I wish that Minecraft did would put like whatever item, I wish that they told me like what pack it came from. Of course, we know that all the wool is obviously all the wool, and we know that, but um, I really wish it did different, like it would name it. So right here, I'm putting little lily pads, and I'm almost done. And so I just want to tell you thank you for watching, and until our next video. Oh, no, what am I doing? I should have been done by now. Oh yeah, I'm putting the, okay, yeah. So I'm almost done now. But anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, tell me what else I should build. Wait until you see the next video.